Back at La Crosse Fairground Speedway, night one of Oktoberfest, the 56th annual Oktoberfest. Brought to us by El Bandito Yankee Tequila. Criminally smooth El Bandito Yankee Tequila. Thanks for joining us on Track TV. Perhaps you're on our live look-in on social media. Welcome. This is the La Crosse Late Models rolling trackside for the first of two features. This live look-in brought to you by Appalachian Sucker Punch. Live look-in here. We'll give you the first few laps of this feature event for the La Crosse Late Models, the weekly late models that compete here on Saturday nights. Part of Fest. They get to run 4 features. This is the first of those 4. We'll have the first 2 tonight, second 2 tomorrow. My name is Dean Strom alongside Matt Vadi, joined in the booth by Ryan Farrell, super late model racer extraordinaire. 22 laps. This is like
interesting number. I take it you guys already went through the whole
4.
Format?
There's 4 22-lap features tonight. Adds up to 88 as we pay tribute to Tom Reffner.
22-lap sprint race at La Crosse Fairground Speedway. Ryan Farrell, what is in the driver's mind tonight?
Well, 22 laps, you don't have a whole lot to think about. You just go like crazy. There's no probably saving too much here. I know in the trickle races that I've run, 33 laps 3 times in a night, you're wearing your stuff out and you got some concern about the later features. Now, I'm not exactly sure on the rules. I'm sure that they have the same tires for both features tonight, but what about tomorrow? Do they get to change? I'm not actually sure on that. But as far as tonight goes, I'm pretty confident that they're not going to worry about anything other than getting anywhere they can get as fast as they can get there.
Do you think twice about making that move, being that you have 4 features to get through in this first night?
Well, you're asking a guy that thinks about that in any race. I don't like having to fix race cars. I like working on them and doing the setup, but
I guess part of that answer would depend on if you're one of the top 3 in points, all
yes,
within 8 points of one another, racing for a championship.
You got to weigh that for sure. It's just you don't have a lot of time here. If you do wreck, you got some resources around here to work on the car, but you got to be smooth. Aero matters a lot here. You can't tear a fender off and have the thing handle like it did before that. So I would imagine they'll use that classic meaningless term, cautiously aggressive. So it all goes out the window the first time you go into the corner and get chopped by a guy, then the horns come out and you forget what you're doing for a second. So
we are on warm-up laps here, just a couple of warm-up laps to get some heat in the tires. We talked about the championship battle in this Quick Trip La Crosse Late Model Division. Jacob Gady comes in here into the night 1 point in front of Adam Benzik and 8 points in front of Skylar Holzhausen. So the top 3 separated by 8 points, and those top 3 drivers in points all qualified within the top 5. So it is going to be a battle royale indeed, right down to the finish. There is Jacob Gady, the 72 machine, the junior Hanley lookalike, number 72. Of course, your national championship point leader, or a champion in the NASCAR Weekly Late Models. The 21 machine, that's Adam Benzik, the Prior Lake, Minnesota driver, who is second in the championship standings. And right in front of them, the purple and white 78, Skylar Holzhausen. So as it happens often, the guys who we're going to keep an eye on, they just find themselves. And here they find themselves near the front of the field. That's Nick Clements in the 8 machine, Steve Anderson Jr. alongside. They're in row number 1. Nick Barstead in the black number 1, Jason Stark alongside in the 48.
Row number 3 will have Tom Luthi on the inside with Adam Degenhardt in that Gibbs Scharf, number 63. Then it's Brian Rolstead and Skylar Holzhausen make up row 4. Row 5 is where you'll find Adam Benzik and Steve Bachman, and then your quick qualifier, Jacob Gady and Michael Carlson in row 6. A little deeper, Jeremy Wolf will start alongside of Ryan Varner. Randy Sargent, who will be crowned your Big 8 Late Model Series champion later on in the weekend, will roll to the inside of Steve Carlson. Then it's Don Thunder Turner, the 56-time Oktoberfest starter, Tony Leese, Brian Lee, Joe Noodleman, and your qualifiers from the Last Chance race. Ready to go for feature Eins for your Quick Trip NASCAR Late Models.
Anderson not going to be able to hold serve with Nick Clements. Clements will get away up the back straightaway, immediately putting a car length, maybe 2, in front of that side-by-side battle. Keep an eye on the 1 car. Nick Barstead He was fast last year. Doesn't get to race all that often. He's normally on the crew for Ty Fredrickson, but gets to race here in Oktoberfest. He was fast last year, and he's up into the second spot.
I was just going to say that. He's always been faster, and in any car he's been in, and having the resources and knowledge of that 36 team is a pretty good friend to have right now. So I don't think there's a hotter team in super late model racing.
Look at that gaggle of cars. That is Skylar Holzhausen right in the middle there, that purple and white 78. I'm looking lower right. And then the red, number 72 of Jacob Gady.
Yeah, Holzhausen in the line that's moving forward right now on that bottom lane. Oh, they get stacked up in front of him. Wow, he got close. Luthi around.
Oh,
and Benzik. That's Adam Benzik up and over.
Oh, no. Oh.
Gady and Holzhausen just barely missed Luthi as he was getting spun right in front of these guys. And Degenhardt with the cloud of smoke going into one, or rather Benzik with the cloud of smoke going into one, just nowhere to go. And we talked about in the last chance race, these guys do not have spotters in their ear. So it is all driving out the front window.
Goodness gracious.
When a guy gets over like that, first thing you're looking for, make sure there's no fire or nothing, so it looks like we're good there. Wasn't a tremendous hit. It just, when you hit tires like that, it can send the car over real quick, and took a long, slow slide and up and over there.
So Luthi in the 5, 2 feature wins on the season, including his first career feature win in the NASCAR late models here at La Crosse. Involved in that, as is Adam Benzik in the 21 machine, the driver who came in second in the championship points. And we are hearing from turn 1 that both drivers are A-OK.
And that's the first order of business in a wreck like this. Make sure drivers are okay. And we talked about how Adam Benzik does have a second car that was qualified into the weekend. So they could go to that one as a backup for the rest of the weekend.
Let's take a Hoosier Tire replay. Our replay is brought to you by Hoosier Tire. And Luthi is, well, here we'll start the red and black 5 machine. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, so Jason Stark and Luthi going at it pretty hard here for what would have been the 3rd or 4th position. That's a 4th position.
The 63 car maybe got into the back of the 5.
Boy, look how close Skylar Holzhausen was to that.
And then Adam Benzik comes in late.
He just picked the wrong lane, and it closed before he got through it.
Yeah, that looked wide open until it wasn't. He couldn't see where that car was, probably sideways, between the cars that were in between him and the guy actually spinning. And you just kind of pick your poison there, and there was just nowhere to go. It's tough on the brakes entering a corner where that happens. That's the fastest part of the track right there. If he's about 6 to 8 inches to the left, I think he gets away with minimal damage.
So again, this happens on lap number 3. 2 will be officially scored in the books. Adam Benzik's 21 machine is turned back on all 4. Again, our Hoosier Tire replay of what happened up there in turn number 1. First feature for the NASCAR late models.
So I couldn't quite tell if there was contact from side to side, or if that was kind of where the nose of, I believe, the 63 car.
63, yeah.
Did he get, it was tough to see. I'd have to look at it a little bit slower there, but if that's what started getting the wreck started.
Well, if we get another look at it, the lap before that even, Degenhardt was kind of starting to poke the nose in the middle 3 wide, so I don't know if he had visions of maybe trying to force his way through the middle of those guys.
And the Degenhardt machine is the 63, the black 63 on the outside.
It looks like maybe he clipped Stark a little bit and sent him into the 5 of Luthi.
You know, it looks like
it's so tight.
That's so far down the straightaway, but it really isn't. You can see the 63 car cannot see the wall where he's sitting in his car there. And the car actually settles and corrects a little bit to the left, but everybody was in such a tight box there. He didn't have a clue he was about to do that. He just caught the car naturally, and it drifted just a little bit left.
That's a great shot of what you just talked about, Ryan, right here on our speed cam. You can see him right underneath the flag stand where it kind of V's out a little bit.
The Appalachian Sucker Punch speed cam.
And that is how, think about how little that contact really was, and that's all it takes to get sideways when you're going that fast with a car this light.
And you talked about it, Matty. Look at how close the purple and white 78 is. Skylar Holshausen almost involved in that.
And then pause right there. Gady was four wide in the middle of that whole deal.
Wow. Great work by our crew up top. Good job, fellas, catching the action there. Cleanup continues here in turn number 1.
Yeah, the Pischke Motor Group safety team getting things cleaned up over there in turn 1 underneath the scoreboard. Still got to get the 21 of Benzik off the racetrack.
You'll see those tire marks there all weekend now. And that probably will not be the last time you see a wreck like that here. There's been kind of almost every fest I've been to the last handful of years has had some sort of calamity like that going into turn 1.
We're going to step aside for just a moment while track cleanup continues here in the Lacrosse Late Models feature Eins. Stick with us. We'll be right back. El Bandito Yankee Tequila presents the 56th Annual Oktoberfest.
Better than a bootlegger. Way better than a bootlegger. Pretty good. Berry blueberry. Highly recommend this to anybody out there. It's pretty good. 10 out of 10 right there.
I think it's delicious. I had the peach, I had the grape at Five Flags. Trying the pina colada right now. Feels like I'm on the beach somewhere.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it. One roof at a time.
Why not give your grill the deep clean it deserves? The CitraSafe Grill Cleaner Complete Bucket Kit has everything you need to get your grill spotless, inside and out. Powered by natural citrus, CitraSafe cuts through the toughest grease and grime safely and easily. No harsh chemicals, no hassle. Recipes taste better on a clean grill.
Located in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, Atlantic Tilt Load is your trusted partner in specialized transportation across Canada and into the United States. With a fleet of tilt decks, boom trucks, lowboys, and tractor trailers, we handle oversized and long-haul freight with precision and care. Need it there fast? Our 24-hour hotshot service is standing by. Wide load? We've got certified vehicle escort services ready to roll. Atlantic Tilt Load. Family roots. North American reach.
Woohoo! This is the moment you realize your State Bank Financial Debit Card just paid you back 3% per swipe, up to $20 back every month. No monthly fees, an easy way to earn. Visit your local State Bank Financial branch today and you'll be celebrating too.
And welcome back to the 56th Annual Oktoberfest Race Weekend, Thursday night. Cleanup has concluded over there in turn 1 and 2. NASCAR Quick Trip late models on track for feature Eins. 2 laps officially in the books. 20 laps to go. Thanks for tuning in on the live look-in. If you're watching us on Facebook, make sure to go to tracktv.com to catch the remainder of tonight's action, as well as the rest of the Oktoberfest Race Weekend. And a little added perk, if you get signed up now, you get the Oktoberfest Race Weekend, you get Winchester 400 next weekend, part of your monthly subscription. So October is a great month to join tracktv.com.
And we want to thank our friends at Appalachian Sucker Punch for bringing us this live look-in. Again, we'll give you a couple of more laps here of the Lacrosse Late Model Feature event, but we will ask you to go over to tracktv.com. We're going to turn off the live look-in here in just a couple of minutes. And if you want to catch the rest of the night, you will need to go over to tracktv.com. As Matt pointed out, what a bargain. I mean, you're going to get all the races this weekend, every lap here at Fest, plus the Winchester 400. And you know what? If you roll it over for another month, you could see the All-American 400 at Nashville.
And you get all of the archived races, too.
Yep.
So you can go back and watch last year's Oktoberfest 200, get yourself up to speed on what's going on for this year. You can go back and watch all of the ASA Midwest Tour events throughout the season to find out how we got to this point, where it's down to Gabe versus Casey, a 3-point battle as we head to the weekend.
Ryan Farrell, of laps you get to watch.
Ryan Farrell,
thousands of laps.
Do you ever go back and watch
every year? If it's the same race or track we've been to multiple times in the season, we'll go back and look at the last one.
Really?
Attitude, you spend a lot of time looking at the fastest cars there. You're always chasing that, and any video evidence you can get, you'll take it, absolutely. What line are they running? We talk a lot about that. When they get restarted here, watch how they enter turn one. It's probably higher than you would think if you hadn't watched a lot of races here. So,
getting ready to go back to green. Lights are out in the pace truck. It will duck and hide in the infield. Nick Clements paces the field through corners 3 and 4. Single file off of turn number 4, and we are back to green.
Barstead going to go to work on Clements right away. Couldn't make it stick.
Yep. He sent it, didn't he?
He tried to get alongside of him. And Clements going to get 3-4 car lengths out in front of him after that.
That just killed the momentum, though, for Nick Barstead and allowed Clements to get away. Skylar Holzhausen inside the 48 machine. That's Jason Stark for the 4th position. Opens the door for Jacob Gady.
Yeah, going to bring his championship rival with him. Top 5 now for both of them. Oh, Tony Lees and Randy Sargent. And another big rollover wreck. The 07 of Lease got rolled over. He was already in the fence and stopped before more cars got collected. That looks like that's the 66 of Carlson.
And the 11 of Sargent. 8 of Brent Kirchner.
And that is Sargent's Big 8 car.
Oh, no.
Now, he has the points locked up in the Big 8, but he still has to qualify to cement the title.
Good news there. They will have a couple of days. Whatever damage is on there, Big 8 does not race until Saturday night. But that team is already stretched thin because Sargent is pulling double duty. He has a super late model here as well.
Yeah, he's going to be out here a little bit later on in the Futures division, too. Boy, Lease took a heck of a shot there. He was in the wall. It started with the 07 and the 11 together, and then these other cars piled in after the fact. PA reporting that everybody is okay over there in turns 3 and 4.
Tough break for Carlson. 68-year-old, former NASCAR national champion for the Weekly Series, former champion in the NASCAR Midwest Series.
One of those names that you associate with the all-time greats up here.
Yeah, and as you get older, Ryan, these hits don't get less and less.
No,
they wear on you more.
I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen a car flip here in the last 10 years of coming here.
And here we
now
had
we've
two
got
of them.
two in about 3 laps. So.
Yeah, we had Phil Maloff go over in the Double O race last year. He was able to get his car back together for the Midwest Dash Series competition, but it's been a while since Ken Weaver, I think, back in like 02. Since I've seen a super late flip over.
Didn't Larry Middleton Jr. go out of the ballpark there in turn 3?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. That was several years ago. I believe it was the Lisa Thomas Salon number 71 machine.
I've seen plenty of all-green lacrosse late model races, but today is not one of them. Not one of them.
Yeah, this is going to take a couple minutes to get cleaned up here. That lease machine is going to have to go back on the rollback for sure.
You know, we haven't seen many rollovers at lacrosse, but through the last few years, there's been quite a few big-time wrecks that have happened, and it just stems from everybody's rolling in there with no banking, but a lot of speed, and you get on the brakes hard, the cars start bottoming out, and there's just nowhere for anybody to go.
We are going to step away for a couple of minutes as cleanup will continue up here in turn number 3. But the races tonight, the Knights race and the 422 lap features, adding up to 88, pay tribute to Tom Reffner, the winner of the first Fest back in 1970, Oktoberfest champion. And Tom Reffner, is the subject of a piece that we did here earlier this weekend. Take a look as we pay tribute to the Blue Knight, Tom Reffner.
Yeah, he was just a person that, I spent a lot of time with doing various things. I mean, he was always tinkering on something, whether it was, an old tractor or, whatever it may be, something that needed to get worked on. And, I spent a lot of time with him, and he had all the patience in the world for me. Would drop anything that he was doing to start doing something with me. And probably one of my really first memories that I have of doing something that was really, really cool with my grandpa was he bought like this kind of Lego set where you could program in certain movements and make it whatever you wanted to do with it. And that was back in the, I don't know, it was maybe even before 2000. So that was one of my first things kind of engineering related that was very much my grandpa type of thing to do with me at a very young age. And there's something I really, really remember. And it's things like that I'm still into to this day.
Very smart, smarter than the average guy. One of those guys you could ask him about anything, and he had a little bit of knowledge about everything. Just a special guy. You know what I mean? And loyal to the moon and back. I mean, if he's your friend, he's your friend, and then he'll go to bat for you.
I knew Tom. He was a great guy. He'd do anything for you. You were struggling right up to the end. I mean, if you were struggling with something, you asked Tom, he'd give you his 3 cents worth. Whether it was right, wrong, or otherwise, he's always there to try to help the next guy. He was a great guy, and it's a great honor to have a race in his memory.
Love the old footage. Those were some racers back then, and the Blue Knight, Tom Reffner, was one of the best that there was here in the Upper Midwest, if not around the country. Was it 67 feature wins in one season?
67, yep.
Can you imagine that?
Well, it was only done one other time. That was by Dick Trickle, just a couple years in front of him. So 2 of the very best, and we're honoring both of them here this weekend.
Pretty awesome indeed. And it was great that we get to hear from Colin Reffner, his grandson, who is still active in racing. As you can see on your screens there, cleanup continues. That's the Tony Lease 07 machine for this bad wreck up in corner number 3. So we will step aside for just a moment. Stick with us. We'll be right back as El Bandito Yankee Tequila presents night number 1 of the Oktoberfest Race Weekend.
56th annual Oktoberfest Race Weekend, and I've lost Dean. Anybody, you know what Dean is? Any idea? He said he'd be right back.
I got nothing.
Hey, you ever watch these track TV guys? They're pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, mostly. For the most part, everybody's really good except for that Dean guy.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Legacies aren't built overnight. They're built 1 second at a time. Never taking a lap off, and always pushing the limits. K1, helping you build your legacy from the beginning.
This corner isn't just a car lot, it's where stories begin.
First jobs, first road trips, creating memories and starting new chapters. For the dreamers, the doers, the ones building something of their own, we've got you too. Because at Car Corner, it's not just about getting a car. It's about where that car will take you.
Like this before?
Not that I can remember. Yeah, it's really sad to see all these cars get tore up here. I think this last one must have been a blown motor maybe or something. But, yeah, that was a bummer there on that, whatever, getting into one here. Really sucks for Adam. I mean, it was going to be a dogfight between us three. Hopefully get something back together. I don't have any idea how bad anybody's cars are, but.
So right now it appears just you and Skylar, just like last year. This one's going to be a fun 4 races to watch.
Yeah, it's you just got to take it one race at a time. I think we got a really good car. We just got to get rolling here a little bit and let things shake out. But biggest thing is you got to keep it in one piece and be there for feature 4 to have a shot at this. So that's the goal. Have a good, clean race here. Hopefully get a couple more spots and get a solid finish to start the weekend off.
That's Jacob Gady right there. Let's have a
Billy Doc Niles, thank you for that. Our 5-star race car bodies pit reporter catching a word with Jacob Gady. And yeah, as Jacob said, it was 3 going for the championship. It is now 2.
Well, 4 features, anything can happen. We said there's a lot of points on the line. It's a max of 400 points this weekend, and you just needed one of them to go south to take you out of it. And unfortunately for Adam Benzik, that's the first feature of the weekend.
Yeah, that's a tough break to have it in the first feature. Looks like we're getting the cars fired back up. They are on the front straightaway. That is a shot from our Appalachian Sucker Punch speed camera. Speed shot.
All right, Ryan Farrell, we've been loaded up, ready to go racing.
Yeah.
And 2 red flags already. What does this do for you as a driver now that you've been sitting in the car for 20-some-odd minutes?
I don't know what these other guys do, but I am either 2 modes. I'm either falling asleep at that point, or I am just so mad that this is taking so long.
Hey, wake up! Wake up!
One time I had to go to the bathroom really bad during a red flag during Dixieland, so I got out of the car, and I ran over. I said, I'm going to be off the radio, and everybody's like, you really got to go that? I got to go that bad. Yeah, look, you got 100-some laps to go. There's foam all over the backstretch. We're not going anywhere. But I'm trying to hustle, so I get my stuff off. I go running down there, And as I get to the Porta-John, Dave Grunberg smacks my hand, and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to race here. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm driving a pace truck. Get out of my way. So that happened on a red flag. So, yeah. Then I had to find somebody in the infield to help me buckle in. Apparently that was frowned upon. So don't do that anymore, drivers. Don't overhydrate.
You were just trying to hydrate.
Yeah,
Your mom always said, hydrate, drink a lot of water.
That was one of those nights where we didn't get enough green flag laps in to work up a sweat, and, yeah, all that Gatorade was catching up.
You're looking at Nick Clements. He is your race leader. 3 laps are scored complete here in the Quick Trip Lacrosse Late Models feature number 1. We'll get this one, get some laps going here and get this one in the books, and then we will bring out the Lacrosse Sportsman Oktoberfest feature.
And they are going to give him a couple of semi-pace laps here just to try to work in the oil dry. There was a lot of it from about the Lacrosse Fairground Speedway sign in the middle of the backstretch all the way over to 3 and 4 where that wreck happened. So
kind of where Nick Clements just went through.
Yep.
You take it a little easy the first time through, probably a little bit the second time through. By the third time through, nobody's thinking about it anymore. You do think about it on lane choice, though. Where the oil dry is, you think 2 ways. If it's really bad on the top, maybe that's an opportunity to gain 3 or 4 spots on the cone because nobody wants to go up there. Or you got to be real careful if you do go up there right away. You don't want to hit something that's not quite ready.
Yeah, we had single file restart here last time, so that kind of throws that out.
Yeah, that'll throw it out here,
Yeah,
so I take it that's a Lacrosse late model rule then.
Well, they said in the drivers' meeting that tonight they're going to be, the first half of the features will be single file, and they'll save the cone restarts until the second half, and they'll use up to 2 of them in any given feature.
Not a bad way to do it, get the races moving along, although it hasn't probably helped here very much. But I like the thinking on that. The Truck Series has done some stuff like that where they take the cone away for a few cautions.
Nick Clements comes here into tonight, 5th in the championship point standings. He's in a dogfight to stay in the top 5 with Michael Carlson. Clements 1 win on the season, 13 top 10s out of 14 features. So Nick Clements has had a great, steady, solid season. Again, 5th in the championship points is that 8 machine. We have 19 laps to go. We are still on a live look-in, courtesy of our friends at Appalachian Sucker Punch on social media. I promise you, we're going to get a couple of laps in here in green flag, and then we're going to shut that live look-in off. So if you want to see the rest of tonight's Oktoberfest night number 1, we need you to go over to tracktv.com.
So it looks like we're coming to 1 to go here. So now's a chance of that last restart. Nick Barstad dove low right away. That entry into 1 is a tight radius. It's tighter on the entry than it is on the exit. So cutting that entry is a great way to get a position, but you got to make it stick. So we'll see if he's just as aggressive this time or if he tries to just play it a little bit slower here and set him up for a pass later in the run.
Nick Clements picks up the throttle up in 3. Right on his rear bumper is Nick Barstad and Steve Anderson. We go back to green. Barstad played it safe.
Played it safe there, but didn't give up as much, although Clements got another good run off of 2 there. So that's going to be a tough pass whenever he gets there.
Right behind those guys, Skylar Holshausen got the best restart of everybody. He got by the 50 of Anderson right away.
He's going to try looking low there. He's probably got the car to make it stick here, and he does.
Yep, Katie underneath, Steve Anderson. That's up into corner number 3. It opens the door for the 48 machine of Jason Stark. Move Gady up to 4th. Gady in the red 72.
The 50 car Anderson's in a tough spot here. He's kind of getting freight trained. You got to be patient. You got to keep giving guys room. And there he got a break, got back in line. So we'll see if he can steady out now.
The 14 car looks to the outside of Michael Carlson. That's Steve Bachman. An outside pass up in 3 and 4.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that we've seen the bottom be the preferred lane of choice so far this weekend, but we expected it to open up as more rubber got laid down. Outside usually pretty good here. It's somewhat progressive banking.
Not much banking.
Not a lot, but a little bit more on the outside than you get on the bottom. You'll see guys roll up there and really try to launch themselves. Barstead taking that shortcut.
That was awfully low. He got so low, he got into the dirt down there. Not the actual grass, but the dirt that nobody really runs in, and it kicked the car sideways. Awful aggressive move, and it's going to open up the door for Holzhausen on the outside now, and that's a couple guys are going to bury it down into here.
Nick Barstead in that black number 1. Doesn't get a chance to race very much. Not racing for points. Racing for a checkered flag. And he'll lose a spot to Skylar Holzhausen.
So that's something to watch. When you're side by side and a good car is on the outside, even up into 1, it's awfully hard to make a pass on the bottom. And even though it looked like it was a preferred line on the bottom, you can see now if the 78 gets to the outside of the 8, it's probably game over just because of that.
Gady putting pressure on Barstead, trying to find a way to get into that 3rd position. Hasn't been able to get a nose on him just yet.
And tries to peek to the inside up the front straightaway. And Gady, will keep it pinned to the bottom.
Boy, with no radios.
Yeah, that tells you how good that 72 car is, just to be able to hang the nose like that and not lose momentum off of 2.
That's a lot of trust in that driver. That one machine also.
Little contact.
Barstead, he said he had enough. If he hung with him that well, he's going to let him go here.
Trying to regroup for feature 2, Will Barstead. He did score a feature win in Oktoberfest last year. See if he can't get one of these 4 again here in 2025. 10 laps to go in feature Eins for the Quick Trip Lacrosse late models, and Holzhausen starting to put pressure on Clements.
Skylar Holzhausen, he is on a mission. Came in here 3rd in the championship point standings. Has a couple cars, actually, no, he doesn't have a couple cars between he and his challenger, Jacob Gady, anymore. Hey, we told you we were going to shut it off, the live look-in. We're doing that right now. We need you to go over to tracktv.com. Tracktv.com. The Appalachian Sucker Punch live look-in is complete.
Clements tried to get back down on the bottom there, but it's not going to